just if you push me over the limit. I might explode any minute. I can feel the pressure rising. Come and get your lesson. You playing with a loaded weapon with no affection. You've been preying on my aggression. Well, I came to bless him, never running the sidestepping. Come and get me.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, champion.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost all, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clean my throat.
Yo guys, this is Fivves from ATSB. I'm here at Hangar 33 on Gran Canaria.
Well, I'm a Fire fan.
Hey, what's up?
We have Legion here. Legion, how are you doing?
Guten Tag.
We rise up from the dust and clean my throat.
By the way, guys, I hope you're doing all well and you have a beautiful day. Yeah, I don't know where you're watching the game, from at home, from outside, with your smartphone, with your laptop, with your tablet, whatever you're doing. I hope you enjoyed the live stream, have a good time, having maybe a cold drink in your hand. Yeah.
And very hard final, so to say. I think it's going to be a rough one, yeah. In a good sense.
allemaal samen. We hebben gewonnen als groep, we hebben geanalyseerd en we hebben alles gegeven. Oké? Let's go. Zeg toe! Zeg
Yo, and we're live, I think. So welcome everybody. Welcome to the breakout about NSL Sports and NSL season 2022. My guest for tonight, because I need him. It's Fivves. Fivves, welcome, my friend.
Yo guys, what's up?
It's not the first time that we see us in the last month, do we? We saw each other in the last few weeks many times. Yeah, we saw each other in Gran Canaria, but we saw each other, almost twice a week, 3 times in a week. So well, Junkie, that's what you deserve. Still in the traffic. Drama.
Big pannenkoek.
Big pannenkoek, yeah. Hey guys, for everybody, welcome to a new breakout. It's a long time, and today, as promised, first of all, I'm gonna excuse myself because I'm late, but I have the best reason, because this weekend is a very important weekend for filming, and the field had to be done, and I couldn't leave the Real Strike Arena before the field was ready, or let's say everything was in place for tomorrow and the day after. So sorry for that. So hey everybody, again, today what we're going to talk about. Before we're going to talk about anything, I just want to say to everybody, guys, just tranquilo, okay? Just take care. Don't worry. I mean, nobody died. Everything is fine. Everything is fine there is no fight between two companies or anything. Nothing there. There's no beef. But from the other side, what is very important is that we change things. Yes, we change things. But it's not that worse that like we played football and now we're going to play tennis, or we play volleyball and now we're going to swim. No, it's not like that. It's still we start just to say it's the same way. We still play with 5 people on each side. We have a breakout. We have a flag. You have to put the flag on the other side. So that stays the same, it's all the same. But the game, the rules, there are some new rules to make it new. We learned a lot in the last 3 years. We learned a lot. We saw a lot. And there was a moment for me that things needed to change. And but I didn't want to do it on my own. I first contacted my friend Fivves and explain him that I really sitting on an egg and I want that egg grown, but I don't want to do it on my own because it's a big egg, and I wanted to create a board with more people and to build the new sport, the NSL. And well, we have 8 people. We have 8 people on this moment in the board, and the names of the people, we wanted to be very selective from people who already have a lot of experience, people who are new, people who are from the ref team, and with all that, we created a new, a new sport, and that's what we wanted to do. We didn't want to do any. I definitely don't want to do any game type of sports, but it really needed to be a sport. Well, with all that explanation, I just put my raw things on the table, and for the rest, the only thing I had was NSL Sports, and nothing was there. So then we started to communicate, and Fivves, it started there a few weeks ago, and longer than a few weeks ago, but we were sitting for days and hours together, and in the first meeting, I know we couldn't find any solutions. It was we always kept back on how can we just keep the game going, not like I was really irritated the last weekends and like sitting back, waiting, shooting people, then go for the flag and then hang. It was really a team deathmatch, and that was my frustration. And I explained it to the guys, and then we had to say, okay, how can we change this? And so many ideas. I loved actually the brainstorm sessions were amazing. They were great. I mean, the first thing I said was just put everything on the table, and let's see how we make a soup of that. And what did you thought about that, Fivves? I mean, That was something completely new. I mean,
First, I read in the chat that I had an echo on my microphone. Is that better now?
I have no idea.
The gain from my headphones. So just wait a second. Is it better now with the echo?
Still echo. Okay. Okay. I think I need Dion now, but he understands that. Wait. Maybe we just have to put you a little bit quieter. Wait. Okay, people are just in my screen now. It's not my open mic. Doesn't has to be, has nothing to do with my mic. Are you still? Maybe you just talk.
Okay. Poor people that they have to hear my echo. But I checked my settings. So the right microphone is selected, the right speakers are selected.
Okay, is there still an echo for Fivves, guys? Way too high. Well, I don't hear anything. Five, stop streaming from your chat. Still echo, still an echo. Have no idea how we get that echo. If the problem is I can do my headphone, no worry. But I just want to know for sure. Okay. Do you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, good. Is there still an echo, guys? It isn't me. It is not me.
Yeah, I think it's fixed.
Fivves.
Yeah. It was you. Oh, shame on you.
I hate headphones. I hate them. Okay.
I love them.
Oh, yeah, we've got good. I think we've got the
Yeah.
same. I saw that.
Biodynamic for the win.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, guys. So, go back to there. Was there, and then we had many hours, many days, many evenings. And how did
yeah,
you experience that? Yeah.
We had talks for hours and hours and hours. We tried to restructure the point system in order to make it like more needed to go for the flag as we knew it, but there was no way. Like we always found a hole which teams would exploit, and yeah, that's when one of us came up with a crazy idea, and we almost instantly everyone liked it and said, yeah, that's something interesting. So from there on, we developed it, and now we are here finally presenting the format. So again, this is not like Bert's idea. He just touched the stone and it kept rolling, and we went on this. So this is a group project from experienced players, from captains, from refs, people who are in the sport for years now, and yeah.
And sorry for all the people who felt who thinks that they are not important enough. It's not that, guys. It's just that you need to start with that. I respect people who doesn't have the time, and if you want to start something like this, you need to find all the people together, and I think we found a good group. But it's the beginning, because as Five said, we want to bring it to a higher level. On long term, we really need the management, and it really needs to be done there, and that was one of my decisions. It's I don't want to do this on my own.
It's also impossible to do it on your own. Like as I said, we have for like the last 2 months, we have almost every week two meetings with like 3 to 4 hours easily, and like there's so much work happening behind the scenes. It's impossible to do it on your own, and that's why we created that board, and it should grow. Like it has to grow, and it's just the first step into a more professional sport world, I would say.
Yeah, man, I'm hyped because there are so many. I don't know. On the end, I was thinking like there are um, complot theories, and I don't know what it was all. But guys, again, I think we landed on an amazing concept, and it's really created by the sport, for the sporters, by the sporters, for the sporters, with the whole team, and I think on this moment we can't do more than explaining people what we all changed and actually not changed. You have to see there is airsoft, you have Speaker B, and you have NSL, and um, it is completely different. And one of my goals, and I always said to the guys, I said, listen, I don't want that it looks like paintball anymore. I don't want that it's look like a speed could be. It is the same, but we have to make it different. You know, you have to. It needs to be a sport. It needs to be more tactic. There needs to be more. Well, it needs to be a sport that you need to get a coach for. You know, you need to. It needs to. It's coachable, and I think.
Yeah, and we want to create like our very own identity. So, like almost everyone loves paintball who's playing or who played SpeedQB. A lot of us are playing paintball or at least watching that, so that's fine. But just copying it wouldn't add another layer to it and would be a bit boring. So that's why we want our own identity with like certain rules. For example, everyone knows that we play on hard bunkers, which is a big difference. That we have like weapon class, like pistols or rifles, which is a difference. And now the format is also a bit different. So I think that's really what the sport needs in order to stick out or stay out a bit more.
Yeah. So let's start because people are getting.
Yeah, let's get it.
They start talking Dutch, so in the chat, so nobody can see it. But it's a riddle. No, it's not a riddle. It's just something that we need to explain before all the drama starts, because we know drama is going to start. So, what is our goal? Our goal is that NSL stands for Nation Speed League, because we didn't want to keep it very national, or we really want to bring this over the borders. We want to elevate competitive airsoft sports into a serious sports event, and that's actually goal number one. You have a few things you need for that. Professional refereeing. We are really busy with that ref team, and it's getting better and better and better. We're, I think, promoting physical fitness, team spirit, and well, again, we want to have athletes. We want to have athletes in our sport, and I think on this level you need to train. And if you think you can just stand on that field and have without any training, we think it's not possible. Please tell us that next year that it is, but I hope it's not. Then we really want to build a global sports network. Why? Because many people followed us in the last 3 years, and a lot of people wants to play this, and we want to make this more likable for everybody. So if people in the Philippines or anywhere in the world, doesn't matter, in the East, in America, in Canada, in Australia, we want to make this open. You know, everybody is welcome. We will share all our experience, and we will share everything there, and we will build this community together. Then, is this already what it is? Yeah, is this already? It's already what it is. We start with no teasing. We already start with just the new layout, and let me see if I can make this a little bit more interactive, guys. And then after that, you'll all understand why. So let me see if I can change this right here. Ooh. So, guys and girls, as you see, we have no more flag in the middle. We have really high bunker situations right there. Fuck you, Vinitas. It's we've got a very. I was landing. It took me a while, but well, the snake is not completely how it is because the things who are in are actually on the outside, but it's no problem. Harold, you had to do this in the last 15 minutes. So yeah, no
Also, the
worries.
ref bunker is missing in the middle.
Yeah, so that's missing,
States.
but the idea is there. So we have high bunkers, and on the back you only have the cross, and from there on you start, as you see, from the sides.
I think you can zoom a bit with like your scroll wheel.
There we go. Start to get a professional, man. So, very high bunkers. Why very high bunkers? We decided that in the game type that we do, you need to get more space and possibilities to capture your points. And one is flying for me.
Oh yeah,
right
one
there.
is flying.
It's not in the field, guys. It's not in the field. So. A little bit more of that. We're coming back later on the field, so you understand the field. I'm going back to my. Is it the presentation again? I think it needs to be interactive again. Yeah. The format. I think I'm gonna stop now, and I think Fivves. I leave it up to you now, and I will fall in where it's necessary. So, shoot, my friend.
Okay, so as you said, we still play the 5v5 match. The real strike field size will stay the same. Obviously, the layout will change, so all that remains. We will still play down the clock as we are used to it from last year's Pro Div and from Gran Canaria this year. This time, at least in Pro Div, the time will be 50 minutes per matchup. So keep that in mind.
Pro Div 15 minutes, First Division 10 minutes.
Yes. And yeah, the first very big difference is that you are now separated into attackers and defenders from the beginning. So the flag is not hanging in the middle anymore. It will be given to the attackers before the round. So one guy is the flag carrier of the attacking team. And his job basically is the same as before, getting to the other breakout wall and hang the flag. Like that's the main goal of the game still. Yeah, so it won't be like stable. It will always switch who's attacking, who's defending. As an attacker, you have 3 tries to attack and to score points. So the attackers is the only team who can score points. And after those 3 tries, it will shift. So then if you were attacking, then you are defending now, and the others have 3 tries. So it's like a back and forth, back and forth. And again, the attacking team is the only team that can score points. There's also a second way, and this is like the biggest new thing I would say, that you not only can score points while hanging the flag, but you can also score points while bringing the flag as attackers into a different zone. There will be 4 zones in total. The first zone is basically your half of the field where you start as an attacker. And then you have 3 zones in the opponent side, like crossing the 50 line. From there, the zone 1 starts. And if you manage to bring the flag there and the game ends, you score 1 point. If you bring it further, you score 2nd points if you are in zone 2, and you get 3 points if you manage to place the flag in zone 3. So that's, if you look closely on the field layout, you will notice that there are lines on the ground, and those indicate the zones. So the big zone in the back, that's zone 3. That's the hardest one to get to. This is 3 points. The one in between is obviously 2 points, and the one close to the 50 line, it's 1 point. So this is like a way to score points. But still, I said the main goal is to hang the flag. And if you manage to hang the flag in your first try as attackers, you will get 12 points. So a lot more points than you would get while placing the flag somewhere in the zones. If you are not able to hang the flag in your first round, let's say you get shot, then your second try starts, and if you manage to hang the flag then, you only get 11 points, so 1 point less. And it goes down to the third try. When you manage to hang the flag there, you only get 10 points. I think it's also in the presentation. If you go one lower.
Yep, 1 second. It's all technique here, my friend. It's all technique. Let me see. Because I need to go interactive again. And this was format. What? There we go. That was the next one.
Yeah. So again, if you hang the flag in the first try, you get 12 points. If you hang it in the second try, only 11. If you hang it in the third try, only 10. If you hang it in the first round, that's done. You're done as attackers. It will switch because there's no, like, that's the limit what you can get. Or basically, if you hang the flag, all your tries end because you earned the maximum points. Let's say in round 1, you only get to the first zone. You get 1 point. You keep that point. Round 2, you get into zone 2. You get 2 points. So those points will add up. So in total, after 2 rounds, you got 3 points. Round 3 starts, you hang the flag. You get 10 points for that. But because it's a flag hang, it will replace all points from the tries before. So it's not 13 points, it's just 10 points. But it's still more than you were able to get in 3 tries while bringing it to zone 3. Like we really thought about that system and it can make sense. So it always is the main goal to hang the flag. If you can't reach it, if the defense is too strong, if you get shot off break, you still have a chance of like running into the zones, getting some points at least, but it's not likely that you will hang the flag. So if you hang the flag, no matter which try, it will automatically end your attacking streak, and every flag hang will trigger a bonus point. And this is like also very, very new but super exciting thing, because the bonus point is basically a 1v1 that's happening, and the attackers have to hang the flag in that 1v1 within 30 seconds. So if the clock runs out and you haven't hung it, you don't get the bonus points. You can get 2 bonus points in that 1v1. So if you hang the flag in the first try, you get 12 points. If you then win the bonus points, that's 14 points. That's the absolute max you can get per attacking period. Then the others will attack, and then you're back on attacking. But in those, or we call it a round, 1 round consists out of 3 tries as attackers. That's the absolute maximum points you can get. So we tested it. The 1v1 is really, really exciting, and 30 seconds isn't that long. So, I mean, if you shoot the defender out in like 10 seconds, you have 20 seconds left to hang the flag. That's easy. But if you shoot him out like 28 seconds on the clock, you really have to run to touch the flag, and it's sometimes impossible to get those points. So the presentation is not correct here. It's 2 extra points, not 1. And yeah, right, someone said it in chat. It's only, like, the bonus point thing is only available for ProDiv this year.
The 1v1, yeah, the 1v1 is not for the first division. That's correct.
So I know it's a lot of information. The rules will be released soon, and you can read through that to understand it. We will also make a video tomorrow. Hopefully it will be released next week. So you see what's happening. but it's not that complicated actually.
Well, it's exactly what I'm trying to say, guys. Is it sounds very difficult, but actually it's so easy. It is easy, but it's just different. But the good thing about this is that you see, we call it defenders and attackers, but to be honest, the first test that we did, I think you can confirm this, Fives, that the defenders were more attacking than the attackers because they want to get back in offense, because you can't score any points when you're in defense. You can only
Yeah.
score points when you're in offense. And as soon as you do the snatch, I mean, when you snatch
well,
the flag,
That's the most like I haven't spoke about that.
okay,
Normally you would wonder now, okay, it will be super hard. 5 guys in the back shooting the guns, holding the attackers back as long as possible, let the time run out. So in order to have like still a super aggressive game, because that's the whole idea or behind this new format, to have more aggression on the 50 line. And for aggression, you need kind of both sides. So it's obvious that the attackers should attack and bring the flag somewhere to the opponent. But why would the attackers leave their safe bunkers in the back in order to attack? Well, if you start as attackers, obviously it's your turn to make points. And if you take 15 minutes for your 3 tries, the others don't have a chance of scoring. In order to balance that, the defenders can intercept the attackers. So this is what we call the snatch. If you, let's say, run with the flag through Snake, and you place it somewhere there, and you get shot out. The flag lays, let's say, zone 2. That's 2 points for you. Nice. But then a defending player slides into Snake, snatches the flag from the ground. That's an interception. Like, all tries end immediately. It's directly a shift of possession of the flag. So you really have to be careful as attackers where you put that flag runner. Because if it happens in the first try, after 20 seconds, you're done. Your 3 tries are over immediately. You only keep the points you scored so far. So this really encourages high aggression plays from both sides. And it's not the only thing the defenders can do in order to stop the attackers. Also, if the defenders break through on a complete different side and touch the breakout wall of the attackers, like known as the Cojones bonus before, just without the flag now, it's also an interception. They can't, or like the possession of the flag immediately switches. All tries are over, and that's a big loss for the attackers. So I think this will encourage like unique tactics, and it's super complex to think about it as a team because so much stuff can happen, and it's like a high risk, high reward game. And this is like what was missing in the last events or last tournaments.
and it forced you as a team, to lose that tunnel vision. Like last weekend, you saw it very good. Every player, they are just in a tunnel vision. Don't think about the game anymore. They're just thinking about shooting people. And when they are gone, then they go for the flag and hang it. It was so boring. But now, tunnel vision is killing. Tunnel vision is killing. Communication is king. And I think you need to have a defense plan and an offense plan, and before you go on that field. And that's what we want. That's sport. You need to know, not from, okay, on the last second we decide that you go to the left to this. No, you need to make a plan. It needs to be, it needs to be coached and say, okay, this is our plan for this round, and I'm so excited that this is actually taking away the TDM, the team deathmatch mentality, and you need to. And go on. Let's go on, Fivves.
Okay, so also like when we had the talks, we like debated a lot on what will happen, what would be the like meta, what will teams do. So right now it kind of seems okay if I can lose the possession of the flag that easily, I will keep it in the bag, kill every defender, and then run for it, just as we saw it in almost every Pro Div game last year. But in order to prevent that, like forcing the attackers to bring the flag somewhere where they can lose them, there's the buzzer system. It's new, like we all knew the old buzzer was not the best, but right now we have 2 buzzers on the first and the last entrance or exit of the field, like in the front and in the back. So it's easier accessible than before. And the defenders can buzzer as soon as their last player gets shot. So if you see your last player raising his hand, running off the field, you can buzzer. And when you buzzer, there's a 3-second timer activated, which is also connected to the clock. So in those 3 seconds, the attackers have like the freedom to run up the field, get to a different zone to score points, or if they can, to reach the breakout wall. We tested it, and it's impossible to sit with the flag in the back bunker, hear the signal of the buzzer, and get a touchdown or get a flag hang. So that's impossible. That's why you have to bring the flag somewhere at least to the 50 line, where you have the risk of losing it, because if your guy gets shot out and like the other player runs in and snatches the flag, like this is the game we want to create. And it's, as I said, high risk, high reward, and you really need to play to the front.
It's as you said, because that was one of the things where we every time where we came back on when in all these discussions and all these brainstorm sessions, is that okay? But if the team or if a team stays back, I mean, defending team is always winning team, and that was actually always the conclusion. And now if you just think like, okay, let's sit back and let's put our flag runner in the back and shoot everybody, and then we go up, it's impossible. You always, one person has to stay alive. That's an important thing. But now your tactic is bring them as close to the 50 to get at least 1 point. We tested it, even from the middle till the end is in 3 seconds impossible. I mean, it's really, you really need to earn, you really have to do everything to earn these points. And that is the reason of getting more a really dynamic game.
Yeah, so we really have like working buzzers now. They are super nice, and the whole game is action packed as hell. Like no more sitting in the back, just killing everyone, and then going for the flag just as everyone did. So yeah, it's like an up and down. And if you want to win, you have to take the risk, and you have to handle the risk in a way and come up with like crazy tactics, and that's what I'm excited to see, and that's what I'm excited to do with my team as well.
It's yeah. What about teams? So
Yeah, well, obviously it's a 5v5 still, and normally we had 7 players. In Gran Canaria we already had 8 players allowed on a roster for an event. But we said with the format, it really offers the option for having a team that's focusing and specializing on defending and one team for attacking. Like if you have 5 super aggressive players, it might be a good thing to put them in the attacking team. And if you have more like stationary or maybe good shooters with good overview, put them in the defending team. So the whole system is very, very draining, and it costs a lot of effort for you as a player to play that. So we decided that we want to increase the team size to 12 players for an event. So you can have 12 active members on an event that are allowed to sub or to be subbed in or to play. The team size itself is open, like you can have 1,000 players, it doesn't matter. But the most important thing to know here, that you have to sign them up before the season. So before the first event, you have to sign them up. and they are only allowed to switch teams, like if they leave the team, once per season. So this is super important to know for everyone, because last year was pretty hard with COVID, and I mean we also had substitutes from other teams on our team, but in a professional sport, this is not good, or not like nice for the sport to have that. So teams have to make sure that they have enough players. If you can always like bring in a new player that never played for a team, that's always possible. But as soon as you sign up for one team, you can't switch it, or you can only switch it once per season, and you really have to stick it with your team. Same goes for first and second teams. So you can have a first and a second team in different divisions. That's no problem, but you are not allowed, not at any cases, to switch players anymore.
No. So as just to resume again, it's like the players you signed up for every weekend, you can be there with 12 people, but they signed up before the weekend, so the 12 names are there. If you have a big team of 20 people, you can pick the 12 people, but nobody else than these 12 people can play that weekend. If a player is changing from team, he can only do this once in a season. After that, he cannot change anymore, and he has to wait till next year. So ringers are not allowed anymore, so it's impossible to get ringers from other teams to help out, etc., because as a team you have to have enough players, and that's why we brought it up to 12. To get full focus. If you have 7 players and you can do this, cool. If you have an all-round team, super. It's not a problem. We give the chance that you can sign up with 12 people, and these 12 people can always play in that weekend. Let's go.
Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, the rule is in place for the main events, which include the 2 leagues this year, also the European Championship, and hopefully, if it takes place, the Global Championship. If there is any invitational tournament or exhibition tournament somewhere, for example, like the Gran Canaria tournament we just had, if something like this happens somewhere else, it might be possible to switch teams, because it's not like in the official route of tournaments this year, and traveling is obviously a bit more than we have to do to get to the Real Strike Arena. But those are the events you have to sign up for with a fixed roster.
Let's go to the points.
So yeah, basically the points you get from winning or drawing with another team that you play stay the same as last year's ProDiv, or as Gran Canaria or ProDiv qualifier. So for a win, you get 3 points on the league table. For a draw, you get 1 point, and for a loss, you get 0 points. So the score of each match, you kind of think about it as goals, for example, in soccer, and you get rewarded if you win or if you draw. We spoke about how many points you can get during the match or during your tries. Just an overlay for you. So you can get 1 point for zone 1, obviously. 2 points for zone 2 and 3 points for zone 3. And the first try is always the most important one, because there you can get 12 points. You get 11 points in the second try if you hang the flag, and only 10 points if you hang it in your third try. And in ProDiv, it triggers a 1v1 where you can get 2 bonus points if you win it as attackers. And also what's important, those 30 seconds, they won't run down from the normal game time, so there will be a separate time that you can have basically endless 1v1s.
Let's go to the penalties.
Yeah, so also super important. Like the system you or everyone knows kind of stays the same. We just added like one more stage penalty, if you call it that. Like a second degree is still like second degree what we are known as it is, and same for first degree. But the biggest penalty, which was always the DQ, is now a major penalty because we really want to think about the whole leagues as a season. And in a season, you don't think about it in weekends, basically. Yes, we have to play it in weekends because our games are way shorter, for example, than a soccer game. But it will carries on. Like if you get a first degree in your very last game on Sunday, it will carry on to the next event or to the next day we will play. So this is like forcing the idea of a league which is connected and not having like single events that basically count together. Yeah, I think it would be too much to go in detail now. What?
Yeah, the most important thing for penalties is yes, there's a second, a first, and a major penalty, but like last year we had teams DQ'd, and we didn't want to do that anymore. We want to make this more personal. So your punishment as a player and as a team is longer, but it's actually without a complete DQ. Just to give an example, I don't know if you have gave that example, but when you get a major, you're out for 6 matchups. That will say you can't play 6 games, complete games, and that can be actually that you can't play that whole weekend anymore, and you only can play. And every penalty you have, you take it with you in the next round, so it stays on you. Next to that, if you start your team actually get punished too. But we're not going too much into detail. But the penalty system we created on this moment is really amazing. It's good. It's fair. It's hard. And
yeah, it's a bit harder than last year.
A bit. It's really harder than last year. So and that's good because we need to keep the sport clean, and that's why we did it. And if one of your team now in this moment when you get a penalty, you really feel guilty for your team because it's you really punish your team. So and that's what we want to do. So
yeah, I mean it's still airsoft. Penalties and no calls will always happen. We don't have a marking system, and this is like the best way to make it fair for everyone and to take it on a sports way, so you don't lose points, you don't get a direct DQ for fucking up, but yeah, you won't be first if you do so. Like you really have to focus on being clean in your calls. Otherwise, it's almost impossible to get a top spot.
Yep. Then we have some rules on the replica. So that's a big change from last year. So we have a minimum joule and a maximum joule. We stay playing with the 0.25 tracer BBs. The difference is now that the minimum, because there was no minimum, and now the minimum has to be 0.9 joules for pistols or for guns. And of course, tournament lock mandatory is the gorilla is a mandatory. Yeah, I think we are through in like the big rules again. I think now it's time that we go and look through some questions, Fivves maybe.
Yeah, just shoot right now every question you have, so we can maybe go a bit on that. But again, tomorrow we will shoot a video where you can see, okay, this is a 1 point because he's in zone 1. Then you see a flag hang and all that. Like you will see and kind of get explained the format in a video, so it's a bit more easy for you as well.
Replicas, of course, single shot only, not no binary. One already asked here, why a minimum? Well, why a minimum? Because we saw pistols and other things shooting with 0.6, and we just want that you feel a BB. We just want that you feel a BB, and with a 0.5 or a 0.6, it's possible that the other one is not feeling the BB and
getting pulled because the ref still sees the impact.
That's it, and that's why we decided that we go to a minimum of 0.9 joule.
Okay, so no flashlights, like those rules stay exactly the same.
Yep.
No communication devices, no skating shoes, Dimmy.
Well,
Nothing crazy like this.
I wish that we could do 1.4 joule, but we can't do it because Dutch laws will not accept
Okay,
that.
well, now it's getting messy with the questions. Oh my God.
I'm just gonna go upstairs. You take them from down, and I'm looking upstairs. So if we, I'm start from the beginning, and then no, there are no baguettes from fromage here. No.
Okay, you are allowed to give someone of your team the flag. So let's say I have the flag and someone comes, I am allowed to pass it on, but I'm not allowed to throw it or to like eat it across the field. That's definitely not allowed. And also, if I'm the flag carrier, I get shot, I can or I have to drop it, but someone of my team can pick it up and bring it further to the breakout wall.
Just trying to get.
No, HBA backbanks are not banned. You are still allowed to play with it, but you would be stupid to play with it, to be honest, because the chances that you get shot in there, the ref sees it, pulls you, and punish you for that with a big penalty is pretty high. So it's in your interest basically to minimize the gear you are wearing.
Let me see what we have here. So no flag on the towers, no flag in the middle, no. So you carry the flag as the offense team, for free tries.
It's also not allowed to put the flag like onto covers, like put it on the big block or something or on the plexi. So that's definitely also not allowed.
It's not allowed to throw it.
Yeah. Why no flashlight? It's easy because it's impossible to see lanes for refs with flashlights. And it's not just the player looking into a flashlight, but also the ref. And if the refs doesn't see anything, we can't keep the game moderated by refs. So that's why no flashlights.
And the most important thing is that people were doing it on purpose to blind the refs, and that was
Yeah.
the most important reason why we actually said no more flashlights.
Also, padding is depends. Like your arm/elbow pads, they are allowed. Knee pads are allowed, and sliding shorts are allowed, but no bounce shirts anymore, and no padding on your jersey. Like there are some paintball jerseys having padded areas here on the chest. That's also not allowed because it should improve the hit core situation because then people might be better at feeling hits.
So just to be to make it clear for everybody, the layout that you see here, nobody saw the layout, because I built it today together with people who helped me. But so this layout is completely new. The bunkers are not black anymore. We painted them completely. We hope to show you the layout as soon as possible. But with some minor changes. This was in my head, and I think that it's very important that everybody understands that nobody could ever train on this field or anything else. It's built up today. So that's why I was late today, because I want to finish it and give you the exact layout that we're going to play on today.
Also, I'm just going randomly on questions I see. Yes, it's still the 2 pistols, 3 rifle rule.
Yep.
For both sides, for attackers and defenders. Also in first div, like this is a set rule for everyone playing NSL now. Also, what's important, but it's also in the rules, if you get pulled with a rifle, you have to stand with a rifle in the penalty box. If you get pulled with a pistol, you have to stand in the penalty box with a pistol. So you can't replace the player in the penalty box with a different gun class to have like 3 rifles still on the field. That's not possible. You
Okay.
also have to have the flag in your hands, or like hold it in your hands, not in your pocket, not under your mask, I don't know what. Because if you get shot, you have to immediately drop it where you were.
Well, the rumor about the gear that HBA backpacks is being banned is it's a rumor and it's not true. So it's
Yeah, you still can play with backpacks. I don't know, you can still play with a plate carrier if you want, but
yeah.
again, it's not smart to do so because chances are pretty high that you get hit on it at some point and you don't feel it.
Did you answer the one? Can you throw the flag or give it to friendly?
Yeah, we
Okay.
spoke about you can't throw
Okay.
the flag, you can't yield it across the field, you can't like
Okay.
do stupid stuff with it. Just can hand it over to someone of your team, and if you get shot, you have to drop it just as before.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope NSL is different. Yeah, it's another thing. It's another sport. Um,
The Bifrost is allowed, but only in normal tracer mode. Like tracers are not allowed to have muzzle flash stuff like the LEDs in front because this sometimes is as bright as a flashlight for the refs, and we figured that out in the last year that it can be really hard to see lanes with that as well. So that's why it's not allowed. But the tracer itself, as long as it's not flashing in the front, it's allowed.
Let me see if I can see some more. So can defender make so can make a sacrifice to bring the flag back towards the attackers. So can a defender make a sacrifice to bring the flag back towards attackers in the last few seconds?
If a defender touches the flag, that's a snatch,
Yeah.
and the snatch is
Over. Game over.
yeah, the tries or the round of the attackers is immediately over. You just keep the points from those 3 tries you collected so far as attackers, and then the defending team becomes the attackers.
Yeah. We will send you. We will send. We will send you the. We will put the link somewhere next week. But as I said, this weekend we do some filming. The first test is in the setup how it's now. Maybe there are a few little changes, and after that we will definitely send all the share the 3D link so people can see the layout of the field. Well, only bios, especially in the Netherlands.
Cloud's Recall asks if the defending team touches the attacking breakout wall, it also ends the try and also the upcoming tries. That's
Yeah.
kind of the same when
It's a
the
snatch.
yeah, that's a snatch basically. And yes, you keep the points where the flag is. Let's say you sit in zone 3, you are lucky that you get there with the flag as attackers, but your team didn't got your back and they touched the breakout wall. It ends, but you still get the 3 points because the flag is in zone 3.
Yeah, and yeah, all the points you scored before a snatch or before the end of the game, the scores that you scored, the points that you scored stays. So you can't lose the scored points. They stay. They are yours.
Yes, you can play with 5 pistols if you want, but you can only, or maximum is 3 rifles / shotguns.
Yep. So show me these balls and show me 5 pistols on this field. I would love it.
I think we will see it at some point. when the team-
100%. Well, on the moment when you're defending, and you need to go for it because let's say you are 24 10s behind or 12 and you need those extra points, you have to do everything to get there. Yeah, well, we talked about so many situations that can happen right now. It's amazing. And as I said it to Fivves and many people and to the whole team that we have is I'm so jealous that on this one I cannot coach because this is such a cool gameplay to coach, because it needs coaching, guys. I mean, don't think too simple about this, because it's a completely different gameplay. This is we think it's the next level, and it's up to you how you decide it for yourself. But it's yeah, I wish I could coach right here, right now.
Also, someone is asking how it's determined which side you start on as attackers or defenders.
Yeah.
So in tournaments where you only play once against each other, it will be randomly, like flipping a coin. But in Pro Div, we have 12 teams, so we will play each other twice. And there you have it like in soccer, home away game. One time you start as attackers, and one time you start as defenders, so it's 100% equal. But in First Div, because in First Div are 24 teams, if I'm not mistaken, you will only play each other once over the season, so there will be a coin toss for that. Also, you are, like, as you can see, the field is mirrored. The only difference is that, like, on one side, Snake is on the right-hand side, and on the other, it's on the left side. Attackers are always allowed to choose for their 3 tries the sides they want to break out from. But they have to do their 3 tries from that side then. But it's up to them to say, okay, we have more like left-handed or more right-handed people in our team. We want this side. That's up to the attackers.
Actually, it's cool that you can talk about now an attacking team and a defending team, and I'm really looking forward how teams are going to work around this. Because I think that many teams are going to stay playing how they are playing now. Because when your team is good and you're an all-round team, you can play as an attacker and you can play as a defender, of course. But it needs such more. You need to be more hybrid. Let me say it like that. It's more. You need to have more qualities than just defending or just playing offense. It's complete something new. Let me see. Is there other more questions? Are the bunkers you're allowed to jump over? Yeah, there will be some bunkers where you can jump over. You see that cross, that little cross there. You can jump over that cross, and you can jump over these that flying L, and you can jump over the U's. But
how about Snake?
Only Pro Division, not First Division.
How about the Snake bunkers?
Yeah, the Snake bunkers. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long these are, you can jump over. All the lows, you can jump over the lower. So actually, all the lower bunkers are.
Also, you have to have 2 pistols minimum as attackers and as defenders.
Yep.
Yes, there's a late flag drop penalty just as before. So that kind of stays the same. Yeah, the measurements are the same.
No, if they bleed time, it just depends. Look, that's the tactic. Do you want to bleed
he's
time?
talking about the bunker measurements.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry.
So they are still real strike, like as you are used to it. Like the blocks in the back, they are still the same blocks, just painted differently.
No, it's CKB club official. Okay, but if they bleed time, you might not get the chance to score points. No, because the time is up to you. Like, let's say the offense is doing that. On that moment, you as defense, you need to go and attack because it's your time. They're stealing your time. And on the moment when they all kill you, their time is over. And it's up to try number 2 or try number 3. So it's really, trust us, it's well thought, and it's not as easy as it is. You really need some tactics right here, right now. And you will see it. The first teams are going to sit down and think about the gameplay. And think about how you can change the gameplay in actually 1 second. That's when you know that you're playing NSL.
Exactly. I mean, that's why the snatch is for, and you have 2 opportunities to interrupt the tries of the attackers. So if you're really running out of time or the other team is bleeding down the time, you have to go as defenders, and you have to make sure that you intercept the tries with a snatch or with just touching the breakout wall, and then it's up to you gaining points again. So it's
yeah.
not like defenders staying in the back with 5 guys shooting your gun. It all depends on the situation. What's the best tactic?
I'm just going a little bit further into the details of the field, if that's okay. So,
Yeah, sure.
what we're trying to do is you go from your breakout. As you see, you want it's from both sides is the same, but you start as an attacker, and you need to go to your middle. So that's why in the middle we have actually everything high bunkered. So let me see if I can get this in an interaction thing. So, oopa, man. So, you see, on that moment, when you pass that line, it's not that when you are here, but you have to pass that line to get into the first zone. You know, it's when you are in the first zone, then you have that 1 point. But you need to have some cover, and you need to have some possibilities to go into the second zone. But you see how hard defending it is for getting into the third. How hard it is for offense to get in your third zone. But if you look at the back, if you are actually on the 60, we call it in the zone 1, yeah, you have so much air and so much ground behind you, so you really can put your tactics in there, because they are just having not maybe 30% of the field. That's why if you have the chance and they are on the back bunkers, you have the chance to move up, because there is a big Dorito right there on the right side, and there is a big, let me see if I can. So you have the possibilities to come to the 50, put your lanes here, so you're, as an offense, you put your defense line, you can put your defense line on the 50, or you can put your defense line on the 60. But then you have to make your pass. The only pass, safe pass that you can make, yeah, or attack, is going up to the Dorito or get pass by and get to your U. Of course, you can jump over that and score your points. But if you go to the right, you are directly in your 60. But then you're very close to the defense team. Now you see, with all these high bunkers, that this is completely a different game. Well, it's new for you too, Aaron. You didn't saw
Nope,
the
no
layout.
one saw
What do you think about it?
It's crazy. And one thing that someone mentioned, that the Dorito at the 60 line is on the 60 line on one side and on the other is not.
Yeah, but
But that's to Krupuk fixing it 15 minutes before.
no, but he did his best. He really.
Yeah,
I
of
mean,
course.
I was late. I wanted to finish the field today,
Yeah.
and I needed to see it in how it was in my mind, and I just sent him a photo. It was just a photo of the thing, and he created it. So again, guys, it will be measured and everything will be on place. But this is a rough idea of what it's going to be.
Also, for all the First Div and Pro Div teams, they have the chance to train the new format on this Sunday, the whole day. So everyone is invited. And yes, Junkie, everyone will get the rules as soon as possible, probably this weekend. So you have enough time to read through them. And yeah.
So all the rules are already written. We had yesterday. Yesterday I had the last checkup. After that, I went to U5s. You did it with Dion. Have the last checkup, I think. So we
Yes.
just have to present it to the board. And after that, and I think we have the meeting this weekend in the board, and then we can give it a final. And as soon as they are agreed from all sides, we will launch it, and it will not later than next week. Let's say Tuesday. On Tuesday, they're launched on the latest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, yes, Junkie, on Sunday it's only teams that are signed up for the First Div or the Pro Div. So it's not like pickups with random people, it's team orientated. And if a team is like short with a player, of course, someone can fill it up. But it's team against team. So it's like a big training session. And yeah, you really want to come there and test the layout, test the format. because otherwise you get clapped on the first event. Because it's new to everyone. No one has played it really. No one played on that layout. But
Oh, you don't want you don't want to make a again. You don't want to make a pickup games for. I mean, you have to execute this, and especially in the beginning as a team.
Yeah.
And as you said, if you're one man short, somebody can jump in. That's not a problem, or two man. But the idea is that you're not mixing the teams and mixing the guys. That you're really standing on that breakout as a team. That's the idea, and especially so we can guide you guys on Sunday. We want to do actually how we plan for Sunday. On Sunday, we really want to make a kind of workshop, and from that workshop, so some demonstration games, and from those demonstration games, you can ask directly from the tribune. You can ask, you can shout, you can say everything that ask everything you want, and we try to give on everything you ask. We're gonna give you some answers, and yeah. Let me see.
thank you, Oliver. I appreciate your comment. We really hope that everything works out, and we are sure that everything works out. And of course, it will take some time for everyone to understand it. And that's again why we make the video and we did this live stream. But I think over the time, we really see cool tactics developing. And yeah, it's super exciting to see where we can go from here.
Yeah, and again, guys, it's still 5v5, and it's still the same idea. Putting that flag on the other side, which just made it a little bit more exciting. It's you have to work for it now to get points, and yeah, put some competition in there, and that's why we won. Put some competition in there, and I'm so freaking hyped, and I really want to ask you all. It's different, but just give it a chance. Just try it. On the moment when you try it, your Five said it really nice this evening before we were here. I was in the car, so I had a quick talk with him, and he said, well, maybe in 3 or 6 months, he said nobody wants to play different anymore. And I think he's right, because it is freaking exciting, and there are many rules. No, there are not. There are simple rules. It's just a different way. You just need to accept it. That's try to adapt it. Sorry, not accept it. Adapt it.
I mean, as soon as you read for yourself the rules, maybe rewatch the stream, and played it once or twice for yourself, then maybe rewatch watch the first tournament happening in 2 weeks, then everything kind of falls into place, and yeah, it will be common sense that everyone kind of knows the rules, I think.
Of course. Well, Hyper, Scream, of course. You're always welcome, my friend, and I hope you're going to be the number one NSL commentator. Together, we wanna mesh this up with some player, because we like that, and we want to have some off whistling. I just don't get them. Okay. Some different people in there, but as you see, for a lot of people, the first focus needs to go to the Pro Division. I mean, all with content wise. So the Pro Division will be bring to you and stream to you completely with all the cameras and all the things we have. In the first division will be streamed, but actually with an overview, because we cannot put all the things in those 2 weekends. But we hope we can do this next year if it's growing and growing.
Also, the layout will only stay for this year, just as usual. And next season, there will be a new layout. The reason why it was not changed was because the format was in development, and this layout is made for this format. And also, we had to play the remainder of last year's first div on the old layout because of a lockdown. So that's why the layout stayed a bit longer than usually.
Yeah. Man, it was hard working today. This morning I came there was nothing. I mean, this week the whole field was empty, and this morning no bunker was painted, nothing. So we painted all the bunkers, and and then brought them back in and start positioning them, and yeah, and tomorrow and the day after, but it's not finished yet. But before the Pro Division, everything is finished, included everything that needs to be on bunkers, included the camera settings and new painting. Yeah, again, but I didn't have that question. Did you answer that question? I mean, you didn't saw the. I'm really interested in your thing, like the snake. What do you think about the snake? But the snake. Just think about this. There, the two ones who are in the middle, who are in the snake, they are actually out snake. So they are not in snake, but they are out snake.
Yeah, like you can access the snake from the outside.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, snake is
These.
huge. I mean, oh my god, but I'm not a snake player like firsthand. But I have to play it. I have to experience it, and like it looks super amazing. And yeah, there are more bunkers than before, more high bunkers. The 50 line is complete different because we don't have a X anymore. So playing through the middle is a complete new option. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
insane.
It's like you see the three L's there in the snake. So they are now actually in the snake, but they're actually outside of the snake, not inside of the snake. So they are more towards the Dorito and more towards to the wall. Yeah, man, I'm so excited, and I'm really looking forward to Sunday to see it really the first time that people playing on the field, and yeah, and I really hope that everybody is excited too, and let's see what it brings for 2022. But this is what we have, and this is what we're gonna do, and yeah.
No, Alok, you can exit. It's like put it down wrongly here. You can exit as usual the snake from the outside. It's just a bit too much to the inside on this drawing. Don't worry.
Yeah, I
Go
just
get
wanted to say one thing. I had that here, like the buzzers, guys. This time it's really no go because there are on the two outs. You can go out of the field, and there are the buzzers, and so there is only you come into the field from the middle and you go out on the sides and the outsides, and even if you get shot in the middle, you have to go out on the outsides, and yeah, the buzzer is there. So on the moment when you hit that buzzer, you have 3 seconds to hang it on the other side, and if you don't get it, the points are counting where the buzzer goes, and yeah, can't wait for that, to be honest.
Indeed. So again, for Sunday, every team captain is informed about it. If you're not there with full team, you are still allowed to come, but then you have to accept that people will fill your team up. So it's not the best training. But that's up to your responsibility to make sure that you have enough players to train. But yes, you can still come on Sunday, even though if you're just one or two, as long as you're competing in the first div or in the pro div this year.
Okay, everything said, I think, Fivves. It's everything is said that we wanted to say, and if there are more questions, please shoot them now. If not, we hope to gonna see you soon, and please be prepared for the first weekend on the Pro Division and the First Division, and I'm really looking forward how the team's gonna handle this. What do you think? What do you think, Fivves?
On the whole concept, or
No, how teams are gonna handle this?
differently, completely differently. I think there will be teams like specializing more on a slow paced game. I think there will be teams completely sending it through. And I'm really curious what teams made out of the attacking, defending teams. Like, I know that Reapers are now one big team, and I think it's a very smart move having so many players available. And it might be a bit hard for them on the beginning to get everyone on the same level, but as soon as it clicks with them, oh my god, they're gonna execute everyone else. Because it really can be different thing to train on, like the attackers knowing how to attack in different different setups and the defenders knowing how to defend, I think on the mid and long term it will be vital to have it like this.
I don't want to go into your tactics. I mean, but I'm gonna ask you. You know, if you're gonna play, and you're an offense way, are you gonna take time or you're gonna try to save time?
It depends on the opponent, to be honest.
Okay.
If we have the confidence that we will win, then we will play it more slow, I guess. But I think if we play against an equal or considered as a better team, then I think we will hurry up, because in the end we might run out of time. So, but it all depends on like form and like when you play them in the league. If it's the first game, you might go for full action, but if it's towards the end, you know the rankings so far, I think that also will influence the games.
Yeah, it's you're behind 36-12. You need to have actually 3 times 12 points to win it. No, 2 times 12 points and then win the 1v1.
Yeah.
Is this going to change your tactic, or is this just, is it then go for it, or you just take it as a lose or loss?
No,
You know-
it's not. If there's still time, and we will see like what's a possible time to do something like this. But as you said, like we need 2 touchdowns in the first tries, and also in between we need to snatch the flag so we can keep trying. So I think this is the perfect setup for like full force, sending it with like 4 or 5 cuppers and try to rush the hell out of it and causing chaos. I mean, you have nothing to lose at that point. So yeah,
Yeah.
you really,
On the end of the 50 minutes, the only thing that you can earn is 3 points. That's it, actually. You know, you're making points, but on the end, when you finish after 50 minutes, it's all about 3 points.
but I think it's also depending, as I said, on the season rankings. Like if it's the very first game, you might not completely send it, because you can get injured, you can get easily penalties if you rush it, because that's like a risk that you have to take. But if it's like the end of the season or in a knockout tournament, like in a knockout game, of course you have to try it, otherwise you're out. So I think those things are also stuff that teams have to consider when thinking about strategy, because it might not smart risking like penalties, try to do a comeback, and then you're not making it, and then you are fucked for your next game. So this is all stuff that you have to think about.
But every I think every moment is a different moment. That's what you know. That's what I think, and definitely. I don't know, and I don't care what people are gonna say, but I think I can't stay away from this field in the next coming 3 years, because I need to be on that field. I need to be coached. I mean, so many tactics, so many different ways, and it depends on your opponent. It really does. You can play sneaky, you can play hard, you can play rush, you can play everything. You know, it's just like, but when do you gonna take time? And that's where you need to be smart. You know, tunnel vision for everybody. Learn communicate. Without communication, if you think we're gonna kill the other ones on the other side, it's not the thing, because when you kill the last one, you have no points. You know, it's, well, not no points. You have 3 seconds to score your points. But guys, it's you're gonna see me on that field, definitely. I can't wait. Not playing, but coaching. I need to. But first, it needs to be out of my hands completely. So and it will be. It will be. I have all the trust in all the guys, and we're working hard for it. And I'm so happy that we came up with this. And I want to thank all the guys who are on the board, and I hope I can all call them by name or directly. It's Fivves. Thank you, my friend. It's Didi from Wolves. It's Tsipa from Terra Knights. It's Chief from SON. It's Jorik from the Head Ref. It's
Jan.
Jan from the Reapers. Who do I forget? I don't want to forget anybody.
And Wilke from Chaos.
And Hilke from Chaos. So these are the people, and myself, who were talking and brainstorming for hours and hours and hours and hours, and look what we came up. And I think it's amazing, and I hope you all think it's amazing, and we leave it right here, don't we? We leave it right here.
Yeah, I already got I read some comments that I got on my private channels, and people were like, yeah, I was a bit scared in the beginning, but this took everything away. I'm super excited. I want to get on the field. Like, people are hyped now. And I think,
you know what it is? There was some stupid shit going on all things. Like, as I said, that's why I started. It's not that we're playing football and I'm going to play tennis now. It's the same game. It's just more exciting. We level it up, and if you want to play a sport, this is the sport. It's
yeah, this is a true sport, and like, sky's the limit. I think we can grow from here worldwide. I know America is already lurking on it. Australia, of course, is having an eye on it. And yeah, if not this year, next year will be worldwide, and we will have global rankings and like global leagues, and you can compare teams from each continent to each other. This is crazy, and this is exactly what I want.
Yeah. So again, thanks to all the guys who were in this board, and we're gonna execute this as it should be, and we're open for everything, but we made one decision. We're gonna execute it how it is right now, and we are open to fine tune. But this is the format, and this is what we're gonna do. Nothing else. Yeah, NSL Olympics coming up. Yeah, maybe. Who knows? You never know. You never know. Well, I think getting more closer. Let's be honest, guys. In airsoft, playing with a toy gun. More sports than this. No, it doesn't exist. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely see the potential there.
It's
And I think with this concept especially, and also like, I know that you're working on stuff behind the scenes, to give more background information about players and teams, and have interviews, and like, that's the next step. And I think it will be way more accessible for people, even not playing airsoft or speedsoft at all. But I mean, like, hundreds of thousands are watching esport, and why not watch this? I mean, the stream quality is already on a super high level, and yeah, I can definitely see people watching and paying for that, to watch it and to cheer for their favorite teams, and I don't know, buying merch from them, and like, we can create a very professional sport out of it.
And that's the goal, and that's what we're going to execute. Okay, I want to thank all the viewers. I hope you're all just as excited as we are. Thanks, Fivves, for helping me out, and I think you were the person who had to bring this out, and especially as how you play the game, and I hope that that everyone anywhere in the world wants to play this game, and let us know. We're gonna see you soon, and we're gonna execute very quick. Yeah, tomorrow filming and Sunday testing. See you guys. Thanks for being here.
Peace.
Peace.
Ain't no holding me back, I'm charging forward now. Had me cornered. I bet you thought you had me, but don't you take one step closer. Started, I finish it, feel the wrath of my vengeance if you push me over the limit. I might explode any minute. I can feel the pressure rising. Come and get your last and you playing with a loaded weapon with no affection. You've been preying on my aggression. Well, I came to blast them, never running the sidestepping. Come and get me.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, champion.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost all, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. We rise up from the dust and clear my throat.
Yo guys, this is Fivves from ATSB. I'm here at Hangar 33 on Gran Canaria.
Well, I'm a Fire fan.
Hey, what's up?
We have Legion here. Legion, how are you doing?
Guten Tag.
We rise up from the dust and clear my throat.
By the way, guys, I hope you're doing all well and you have a beautiful day. Yeah. I don't know where you're watching the game, from at home, from outside, with your smartphone, with your laptop, with your tablet, whatever you're doing. I hope you enjoyed the live stream, have a good time, having maybe a cold drink in your hand. Yeah.
And very hard final, so to say. I think it's going to be a rough one, yeah. In a good sense.
Hey, allemaal samen. We hebben gewonnen als groep, we hebben geanalyseerd en we hebben alles gegeven. Oké? Let's go. Zeg toe!